While it is true that developing critical thinking skills is one of the major thrusts of nursing education, the clinical instructors may wittingly or unwittingly be guilty of inhibiting the development of this skill. So, some of the practices we need to stop doing are: first, stop monopolizing the class but allow the students to ask questions or ask them questions that will require their use of the higher levels of cognition. So in here, questions may be asked by students as well as the teachers. So you will need to ask more open questions that allow students to give a variety of acceptable responses. Next, avoid the must fully cover mentality wherein your effort to cover as much of the content as possible. This is because you leave no time for the students to fully understand and digest what they are supposed to be learning.
Strategies that enhance critical thinking. So first is the discussion. The highest level of discussion occurs when both the teacher and student engage in animated or lively discussion. This strategy enables students to process information not just by merely receiving it, but through articulating the course content of their own words from one another. It can be also discussion among students only and without involvement of the teacher. This type of interactive discussion encourages students to share, discover, and learn from their peers' ideas. So with the exchange of informations, there is a oral communication or brainstorming that takes place. Now, for the best scenario in this type of strategy is when the teacher role becomes the observer, listener, and only to prompt the students by refocusing them with certain topics. So, still without the involvement of teachers on the group's discussion, the information are still inclined with the focus asking effective questions. In this strategy, it is said effective because through providing explanations or evidences to support claims, it enables deeper intellectual thought and promotes student-to-student interaction or as to open conversation in the classroom. This is heavily used to validate answers, thus widely researched, and it should answer the questions hows and whys in a certain argument or question, not just by simply the question of what. This challenges the level of students' thinking and comprehension. For example, is during a guided practice within the class, the professor asked the importance of auscultating the abdomen.